Hey guys, how you doing? Me, not so great. So I've been getting the runaround um, from disability and Social Security for, basically since July. I got approved after about 2.5 years of trying, and I got an apology letter from the judge, and in the approval letter, it just basically stated very clearly that I should have been approved the first time, and it pointed out the many mistakes that the original people who made the decisions it pointed out the mistakes that they had made. So anyways, moving on to now, I have since switched states. I originally lived in Maryland, which was a disability to people who are under the age of 55 or 65 in some states friendly. Now I live in the state of Delaware. Completely different ball game. My goodness, unless you have end-stage renal failure or you live in a nursing home, you cannot afford the Medigap coverage policies here. I am telling you, they are through the roof. One quote that I got was $36,000 annually, and this was no freaking joke. I mean, seriously, are we kidding? I mean, really. Okay, bonkers. Okay, I had Medicaid before this, and they dropped me. My whole family still has Medicaid. I have 4 children and a husband who all still have Medicaid. The social worker says you can no longer have Medicaid. In Maryland, I called my old social worker, and they said, well, usually people co-qualify. They have Medicare as their primary and Medicaid as their supplemental. Okay, so I call the social worker in Delaware back. Sorry, my son is nursing, so his hands are all over the place. So I called the social worker back, and I said, okay, so this is what the social worker in Maryland said. So what can you do? And they said, nothing. You don't qualify. And I said, well, my whole family qualifies, so I should qualify. And they said, no. So I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me. This is ridiculous. I have already racked up, over the past 2 weeks alone, over $3,000 in medical debt. My seizure medications are due. Just one of them alone, the cost is $238, and that's only for a 30-day supply. I need it in 2 days. The side effects, if you just stop taking it out of nowhere, are deadly. I mean, you could die if you stop taking it. So I'm kind of nervous as to what's going to happen. Obviously, I'll get a 1-day supply at a time, but like right now, my checking account, and I'm going to share this with you, but you know, obviously it's kind of personal, but my checking account right now has $3.65 in it. So I don't even know if I'll be able to, you know, afford a one day supply. You know, I'm nursing my son right now. So I'm not spending, you know, money on formula and things like that, but my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I'm wondering if you're out there and you're young. I'm 27 years old, and there's more obviously than epilepsy going on for me. You know, I have a lot of other medical conditions going on that I don't really have any control over. I am having trouble getting my catheters paid for. I have a need for catheters. So right now, basically, the people who supply the catheters are gonna pay for them, and they're having them shipped to me because Medicare only covers 80%, and then you're responsible for the remaining 20%. So I'm just wondering what else is there. Also, you know, I have a scoliosis in my spine, so my discs are out of alignment, and actually several of them are, sorry for the, oh geez, my son is actually moving me around here. Actually, several of them are ruptured. So I have physical therapy appointments because I try not to take pain medication while I'm nursing. But in the event that I do have to take the pain medication, I don't have access to the pain medication because I'm so young. Nobody here wants to give me any pain medication. When I switch doctors here, they're telling me that, you know, because of your age, we are hesitant to give you any pain medication. I just don't understand that. Like, if you have a documented medical need, I don't understand, you know, like most people, you know, if they get a prescription that says, you know, you have 5 over 325 milligram Percocet, and it says take it, you know, every 4 to 6 hours as needed, they're going to blow through that 30 pills pretty quickly. Well, I can hold on to 30 pills of that Percocet for 2 or 3 months because I only take it as I really, really, really need it. So, you know, I've even held on to it for 6 months. I mean, there's been days and times when the IC, which is the bladder condition that I have, flares up, and, you know, I'll have to take them pretty consistently, or I'll have a procedure done and I'll need them ambulatory, so, or, you know, acutely, or whatever the name is, you know, but for the most part, the need for pain medication is never there because of my age. And so I'm wondering, if you're young, do you run into that problem? I know that if my grandmother, like, she's 60, you know, in her 60s and 70s, like, if she were to walk in, like, she would get 10 milligram, you know, whatever you want to call them, the strongest that you can get, and she wouldn't even be asked twice, like, are you in pain? Like, she wouldn't even be asked. She could just ask for pain medication and they would give it to her. And I just question this. Like, I don't understand. Like, I have a documented medical need and they won't give it to me because I'm 27? Why? And then some of them question because I have children. Okay, yes, I have children, but if I'm taking a pain medication, of course I'm going to have help. Of course I'm going to have somebody here to help me with my children. I'm not going to take anything and put my kids in danger. I mean, that would just be stupid. So, I mean, what am I supposed to do? You know, the people at, sorry, my son is jumping right now. Obviously, the people at Medicaid, or I'm sorry, at Medicare and at, what's the other place? The people at Medicare and disability or Social Security.gov told me, well, most people, you know, if they live so close to the Mason-Dixon, they just switch states. And I'm like, okay, but what if you don't have, nice, he ripped one. Well, what if you don't have the money to just up and move, you know? I'm sorry, but I don't just have the money to up and move. I'm not trying to make this a rant, but I don't know what to do. I'm sitting here, sitting on, you know, gigantic medical bills. You know, my husband and I are trying to remain faithful and tithe, and, you know, into the church. And, you know, we are trying to figure out what we're supposed to do here. That's nice. That's good. This is my youngest son, Matthew. He's 8 months old now. That's good. So, I mean, I just don't know what to do. So, I mean, if you have any ideas, or if you live in the state of Delaware and you are considered disabled and you have found a way around this, tell me what you did, please. Or maybe you know of some assistance to move. That would be a thought. So, please comment or send me a message. I would really, really like to hear from you. Please let me know. All right, thanks. Bye. He says bye too. Bye-bye.